Hello, my name is Francis Fox, and you are listening to Francis Fox News from Other Dimensions. Um, this is a very interesting time for me, and I always try to be fair and apply to me what I tell other people to do. So I have a huge issue now, which I told you about in the last two or three chats, and it continues to be a huge issue. And so I had to ask myself, why do I need this problem? What is it that I haven't done, I haven't understood? When you try to become a master or you become a master, you stop pointing fingers at other people having to do with what's going on bad in your life. You look at yourself and say, okay, what didn't I get right? What did I get wrong? What do I need to know? Why? Why do I need this problem? So I ask myself, why do I need this problem? A possession issue. What does that mean? We have an assemblage of bodies. We have a physical body and then energy bodies. Our physical body is an envelope of consciousness. It's a vehicle. It actually doesn't have any consciousness. The other energy bodies that are inside and aligned with the physical human body have different levels of consciousness. So when somebody else's energy bodies takes over your physical body, that's called a possession. And what takes over is their spirit and other parts of them that I actually need to look into. Um, you know that I've been having an issue with somebody, a US senator actually, who I never met personally. And until several months ago, when I could feel that he was looking at my chat, I just said, why are you looking at my chat? He was obviously wherever it is he lives, California, Washington. And then after that, there have been a series of visits by him in the astral dimensions, not the physical. And I became aware, and every step of the way, I've talked about this, about how incredibly gifted this man is in the other dimensions and how he's doing things that obviously indicate he knows everything about mind control and he knows everything about taking over people's bodies. Now, you look at the movies that are about zombies and the invasions that are coming in and they're taking over human bodies. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This man not only knows a lot about it, he knows how to do it. His Because his spirit has spoken to me. I can speak to anything, a stone, a wall, a dolphin, your spirit, your dead grandmother. So and if you struggle with that, that's okay. Just stick it out. You listen to all these things and use your instincts to see if you think that I'm just kind of making this up to jerk you around. I'm not. But you really need to develop your instincts because maybe one day there won't be anybody to call to say, is this possible? Is this not possible? And you just need to rely on yourself. Anyway, instinctive knowing, very important. So this man's spirit, because his physical body is someplace else, explained to me that he knows that he's going to end up in jail, which is true. If you look at national news, you will see this man has one foot in jail. He doesn't know if he's going to end up in Guantanamo or if he's going to end up in El Salvador. Um, but he has accepted that as his reality on the physical dimension. Oh, how interesting. And so he wants to keep his freedom. Well, the part of you that never dies is your spirit, which is your astral body. And that is the part of him that is invading me. So when I discuss this with you, I'm being very open about something that's extremely personal. And for people that don't know, could be damaging to my reputation. One of my followers said, I just don't understand, Francis, why you don't call in Jesus and Archangel and all the rest of that. I mean, you should be able to take care of this. No, no. I'm sure that all of those spiritual beings could take care of this. It's not the point. The point is, I need to ask myself, why do I have the problem? The point is not to take the problem away. The problem is to understand why you have it. Why do I have this problem? Well, for me, it was relatively easy. number one, the fact that he could possess and semi-possess me in the other dimensions means that I have a big break. And I know that I do because of all my fears, because of what's going on about the sex trafficking and child trafficking and the fact that I was trafficked, whatever. I don't want to get into that. And that's not over with. It's still playing out. I still live in a city that still has several people that traffic me. They're still alive in their 80s, but they're still alive and very operational. They're not happy with me. Da, 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 da. So it makes sense that I would be half broken because I am, after all, a human being and I have emotional reactions. Okay, so why do I need for this to be so public? Because you see, this didn't need to happen in public. He kept showing up, his astral body, during my chats, in which I would be much more awake and aware because when I have my chats, my room becomes almost like a revolving door for all sorts of spirits and beings, etc. Why did I need the problem to be so open in public? Because I need to finish figuring this out to be able to teach you. Because I think we're now not 1 foot, 2 feet into the era of zombies. So basically, what I'm saying is that what's going on with me and this person is a possession and a zombie issue. The person who would have been a zombie would have been me, and the person that would have been doing the possessing would have been him. But I'm still a little bit in shock that people actually do that. I mean, so that means that when I'm ready to die, my physical body is not good anymore. I could be looking around to see who has a vehicle on the physical dimension, because the bodies are called vehicles also. They're called envelopes of consciousness, but they're also called vehicles, which is something used to operate. So my physical body dies, and I want a vehicle on the physical dimension. So I guess I would look around and see whose life I would want to continue, or who has a life that's already in progress that would place me in a place that I want to be. Well, this man has chosen me. Or maybe he's trying to invade another person also. I don't know. But he has chosen me. So he has looked at me and what he thinks he sees of my life and thinks that me, the life that I'm in, that if he can get into my physical vehicle, which he's already in, and take it over, which he has not done yet and is not going to, then he would be able to continue to function. Because your physical vehicle, your physical body, is just a bag of bones. Without the spirit in it, it's a bag of bones. No consciousness, nothing, 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 nothing. So he feels his physical body is going to lose its freedom. And I think that if you know who he is and you look at the news, you go, yeah, he's going to lose his physical freedom, but he's not going to lose if he gets another envelope of consciousness, physical vehicle, puts himself in it, takes over, and continues forward, which is what he's trying to do today. So where is he today? He's inside of me. He's right here. His head is right here. Now, why is it I'm still functioning? Because he's not here. He's not in the center. He's inside, but he's not possessing. I believe that I know the mantra that will repair the portal that's open that allowed for this to happen, which is the fear of something happening to my children, which is what they, in the mind control program, that's what they hold over all of us, all the mind control victims, that they're going to hurt what we love the most. They would kill our pets and torture our pets in front of us. So where do we go from here? Well, I know where I go from here. I work on that issue and only that issue until this gets taken care of. But let me show you what that spirit, his spirit, does not like, makes him very uncomfortable. So I would like for everybody that's here present to breathe, put both of your feet on the ground, turn off any TV set or any device like your phone, every time a message come in, it could flicker. I don't want you to see that. I want you to be able to have single pointed focus at me. I'm going to bring, I could have sworn I had it right here, but I obviously didn't. I'm going to go bring something and I'm going to play it. And you will be able, for those of you that can see, I think you're going to be able to see the movement of this man's head. Give me a second. Look at this. Not that far away. Okay. I sell these. They're cheaper at Amazon. They're not programmed the way I program them, but they still work. Okay, so I'm going to play this. His head is right here. And he's squirming, not happy. And I know you're like, what's the matter with this woman? She really think we're going to believe this? Listen, I have a lot to do. I earn a decent income. I don't need to waste my time. If you think that I think that this is going to bring me money, no, it's not going to bring me money. But it does fill my intention, which is to teach. And I didn't come into this incarnation to teach stuff that other people can teach. I wanted to learn the new stuff that we needed to learn. We've never had a zombie time in written human history. We're going into it, so we don't know enough about it. I want to understand, to be able to tell my followers, to tell people, so that if their children start the process of being possessed or too influenced by spirits, that the parents will know what to do. I'm dealing with this in my office. And I'm looking around and I'm going, whoa, this is not going to be fun for people that have dozens of people working for them or hundreds. This was talked about in every major religion, the Bible, the whole zombie thing. Okay, so here we got the guy right here, the head, and I'm going to, he may not move, even though he's squirming now. He may not move, but he has until now, so let's try it. He does not like it. Can you see light? Sprays of light coming out? His body is now coming out of my physical body. This does not work for spirits. This is his spirit. He's out. Were you able to see it? Can you tell the difference in my energy? I am sure that people who know me and love me are thinking, why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? People are going to think she's crazy. I don't have a problem with that. And Estela is able to see it. Estela is a very good remote viewer. So, does that mean that this is over with this man? No, because I haven't finished with the trauma of fear that I've lived with since my brother was born when I was 5. So before then, it was just like, what on earth is this horrible thing I'm living? Once he was born and the people understood that I adored him, and that if I heard him cry, I would get upset. And if they tortured him, I'd be willing to do anything just for the screams to stop. So since I was 5, I've had to deal with this, the whispering into my left ear, not my right. And how are your beautiful children? So we're going to get this taken care of, but it's not a 2 seconds flat thing. It's very important that you look at the people that you love, the people that are friends of yours, and you look in their eyes, and that you require that they look into your eyes. Okay? That helps to anchor that spirit of your child, of your mate, of your employee in their physical body, because there's a lot of movement available to the different energy bodies. And now there's a lot of movement having to do with invasion of spirits into the energy bodies. So to we need to get this. We need to understand this. And I am looking at the people that I'm working with. I'm not talking about the people that are closest to me here in the office, the extended, and I'm looking at it and going, it's not business as usual. One of the reasons also why I'm doing this here is because of the whole issue of clones that is spoken about here in the United States and also in Latin America, because my followers tell me about the fact that they're saying that some people, they substituted, it's a clone, it's a possession issue. The clone, I believe, we will find that I am right, that it's a possession issue. Let me put up, and then we're going to go on to the map of the United States. This is the assemblage of human bodies. You have every single one of these bodies, okay? All the way to the left is your physical. It's a bag of bones, no consciousness. Next to it is the matrix from which your physical body springs. It has very little consciousness. It's very robotic. And yet around the world, there are very gifted Black magicians that know how to take over this body plus your physical. And they can become very operational in the physical dimension. That's the problem with spirits. They want to take over the physical dimension, but they don't have physical bodies. So they can't really function in the physical dimension. They need a physical body. That's what the whole zombie apocalypse is about. The next body is the one that's your spirit, which is your astral emotional body, which most people that are into Reiki and healings, they don't know that. They think your astral body is one thing and your spirit is what releases when your physical body dies. It's the same thing. You have an astral spirit since conception, the same way you have all the other bodies. So, and then you see the chakra system, which used to be called your mental body, but they didn't call it body, they called them vehicles. And I really probably should change this. Instead of multidimensional assemblage of bodies, I should put vehicles, because once you get it, that you need, if you're going to be on the astral dimension functional, you need to be functional on your astral spirit body, the gold one. Now, if you want to make a difference on the physical dimension, you have to have a physical body, because that's the only thing that functions on the physical dimension. You can't come in your etheric body or your astral spirit and make changes on the physical dimension, because those bodies don't have a presence on the physical dimension. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with that. We were sliding back in, coming back in for a landing. Okay, I really didn't sleep last night, but what is it? We shall overcome. We'll get this taken care of. Everything will be fine. Yeah. And it will be fine, because I look forward, it will be fine. But I have to say that I absolutely hate this man. And I find it really distressing that he can be that operational, because this is what happened in Atlantis. So he comes in, he's able to push into the center, at which time my spirit, because it's his spirit that's coming in, gets pushed out. Where does my spirit go? We don't know. But in Atlantis, they learned how to enslave people's spirits, which I'm sure that this man knows how to do. So it'd be curious to see what plan he would have had if he would be able to push my spirit out. Now, once they come in, this particular invasion possession type issue, you wouldn't see much difference. There'd be like a quality different, like doesn't quite feel the same. And then after several months or years, you go, God, that person really changed. I was very distressed when, I think it was yesterday. No, I guess it was the night before, that I was telling this story, this that's going on in the chat, because they were with me on Sunday when I had 3 panic attacks and I had to set up 3 different chats and I wasn't able to complete them. I would set up another one and then I finally realized, wait a second, I have a spirit that's trying to come in and take over. I need to deal with that and forget the horoscopes. So I guess it would have been Monday that I had a chat and I gave all this information, and 2 people in that chat said that they had a lot. I think it was both of them. Their husbands had been, one in an accident. She had been in intensive care, and I don't remember what happened to the other one. I believe also intensive care. And they both said, "Ah, I understand. My husband's not the same. My husband came out of. They were both in comas. My husband came out of a coma. He's not the same. This is not my husband." And the second person said, "I always said he's not the same." Now, I'm going to tell you that several years ago, a group of medical doctors said that they needed to inform the public of something. And what they said was, we work in intensive care and we need to tell you that something's going on in intensive care because people in their 30s are staying several days in intensive care and they come out and they have dementia. What is going on? We don't know. I can tell you what's going on because I had a client who paid me to take care of her mother while she was in intensive care. And so I was reading the mother's mind. The mother was in coma. And what I found was that there is a mafia of spirits in intensive care that surround the person, the patient in intensive care, and then ensure that they bombard the person with whispering in their ear that they need to die, that nobody wants them anyway, that their body is too sick, it's going to be a miserable life, and they just need to let go, they just need to die. It's over with. This is the time for them to leave. They are hammering this in to the people that are in intensive care in a moment in which they're in a weakened state. So this woman's mother, who was sickly and had diseases and whatever, that's what was going on with her. And then it was after that that a group of medical doctors said, something's going on in intensive care. Well, what's going on is that there's a mafia with focused intention to take people down. So we need to get this figured out. This is the map. Today, the United States. Okay, the big issue is it says Earth changes. And this is Earth, red, too much fire. And then this is breaks, volcanoes, earthquakes. And it's interesting because I wouldn't use the word earth changes. I would use the words catastrophes. But what came through was earth changes, and that's what I put down. Even if I don't understand it, I think it's a mistake. But the Dolphin book, the information they gave me in the 90s, which is on Amazon, it's called The Gods Speak, Dolphin Wisdom Revealed. The first chapter is about earth changes. So the dolphins use the words earth changes. I don't. For me, earthquake, volcano, those are catastrophes. That's not what came up. It was earth changes. Okay. The United States has the Merkaba, the protection of the Galactic Federation. Florida looks great. Friendship thing with Elon and Trump, which extends to all the rest of us. We get a positive push having to do with friendships, helpful friends. Okay? Northeast, New York, Washington, D.C., a healing. You wouldn't believe it from the news. But there is a net. Remember I told you there was like a membrane around the United States that if terrible things happened, the United States would not go through it. That's like in the Bible when the God comes and he 2 women at the well and he lifts one and that one doesn't have to go through whatever's coming next. This is a net around the United States. And then the words lifted away, like when God comes and lifts up the woman and takes her out of the danger. The earth changes. That is my interpretation of this that I sketched, which should mean the ascension process is going extremely well for the United States. Now, remember, I believe the same thing is happening in Mexico, the same thing is happening in Venezuela, and probably a lot of other places. In this case, this chat is about my area, the areas that I'm interested in, the United States. So we're talking about the United States, but this is not just the United States, okay? It's also not the whole world. So, and it has to do with an alignment with truth, not an alignment with goodness, not an alignment with nice. Nice, good people don't have the right frequency, because nice, good people, the way we have understood it, are people that repress their rage, their anger, their frustration in order to be nice and good and diplomatic. But that's a lie. That's not how they're really feeling. They're repressing their emotional reactions. And they're looking great on the outside, but that's not truth. And I think that has been part of the issue with the Democratic movement. Everybody wants to be nice and good, and the not nice and good bad people went, that's their weakness. They want to be nice and good. They want to feel proud of themselves while they're not really doing all their homework. And that's why there's so many of those organizations that Elon Musk is finding that are just fronts for laundering money. All of the names sound so good. The movement for peace. Anytime I see something like that, I'm like, yeah, sure. The whole thing, these are smart appliances. No, they're not. They're microwave driven. And if you sit next to your refrigerator, you're getting microwaved. Okay? These smart appliances, they use less water, and all of our laundry smells like hell. Trump, I know this is so silly. Can you get something to happen with washing machines? Washing machines don't wash clothes. They roll them around and there's some soap going on, but I don't think there's enough water or there's not enough rinse. And I'm not the only one to say it. So maybe when you don't have enough to do on a Saturday afternoon, Trump, maybe you can look into that and we can have washing machines that actually wash clothes. Wouldn't it? Novel concept. Maybe when we ascend, we won't need to do that. But right now, we're still in the physical thing of having to get our clothes washed. So the map is looking really good, except we have not trouble brewing, trouble is breaking out in a big way underneath our feet. Okay, let me go back and just show you this quickly, and let's do a mantra, and we will be finished for the day. I did this many years ago. This is you with all of your bodies totally aligned, and you're just one piece. You're an assemblage, but you're aligned. This is your astral, emotional body that can't take it anymore, but wants to be nice and civilized and have a smile and look functional. So your physical body stays up like this, and your astral body is like this because you can't take it. And that's the body of emotions. The mind streams are the energy body, even though they don't look like a physical body, of mind, concepts, thoughts. So your astral body starts to move forward because it's like you're with people and you're just like, I can't take it anymore. Except you have to look like you're functioning, so your physical body's like this, everything's fine. And this is the astral body here, but you got a space here. And that's where the possession issue comes in. When that spirit takes that space because you didn't occupy it, which is the whole point with me. I have a big enough hole in my system due to trauma, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yes, it's not your fault, Francis. No, it's not my fault, but it is my problem. I need to get it taken care of, and I will, but I am going to use it as an opportunity to teach rather than hide it because I don't want people to think I don't know enough, because if I knew enough, I would not have had this problem. That's not true. That's simply not true. Actually, supposedly, when you don't have any more problems, you're supposed to leave, because this is a planet in which Your process involves bumping into things, breaking things, fixing them, trying to figure stuff out. It's not a planet of people that have already resolved it all. When you've done that, you can leave. You don't have to go through this pretty miserable existence at this time in written human history. So the whole possession issue is the reason you can ask, why do good people do bad things? Why is it my husband is great, but when he drinks, I don't know what's going to happen when he drinks, because it's not him. It is another spirit that takes over, because he lost control of his physical vehicle body with the alcohol or drugs or sugar or a rage attack. And then that spirit that's always standing there just hops in, does all sorts of stuff. And then it hops out again or moves to the side again. And then you're left with the problem, explaining to people the next day or 2 hours later why you did what you did, and you don't get it. That's why a lot of the murderers say, but I didn't do it. Because you really are not your physical body, but you are responsible for it, but you're not your physical body. You are your spirit. And where was your spirit? It wasn't in your physical body. In the Lord's Prayer, the original one in Aramaic, it does not say, deliver us from evil. That is the Greek version. It is inaccurate, and it is such a shame that this was done to us, that we weren't given the accurate information. What it says in Aramaic is, help us to be in the present. What does that mean? When my spirit is doing this because I cannot take it emotionally, I'm too frightened, I'm not being in the moment. I'm continuing to function. I'm fine. No, I look like I'm fine, but I'm not in the moment. Because if I was in the moment, I would be screaming bloody murder or crying. And it is when you are not in the moment, when you push something away because you can't deal with it, what you're doing is you're pushing your spirit away and you're leaving that space. And that's the space where they can jump in, crawl in, trolley in, or whatever. So the whole clone issue, I would have ended up being a clone. And somebody very savvy from the Mantrista movement said, he'll just find another body. And that's true. Adam Schiff will find another body to occupy, because this one is not going to be available. So I think let's go ahead and do a mantra, because people are saying they can really feel the difference. And I need to get you caught up with the mantra system. Okay. So we're going to do the reducing of the fire. Even though we're frustrated, one spelling mistake is okay. More than that is not okay. I think I don't have any spelling mistakes, so let's put it up. Even though we're frustrated. The mantras are repeated in silence. You expel the breath through your mouth. Right now, assess how you feel from 1 to 10. 1 is you feel horrible. See, I don't feel horrible. I have something horrible going on, but that's because I'm disassociated. Got it? And that's the dangerous thing. Okay, so from 1 to 10, how do you feel now? 10 is great. 1 is you want to slit your wrist, you feel terrible. Go ahead and check and see, how do you see the gold and white dress? What colors are you seeing? White and gold. I see a little pink veneer. And let's go ahead and do the music, and let's do 5 minutes. And I'm not sure which one I want to do. Just go ahead and do this one. This is for your solar plexus. Okay. So, where are you at from 1 to 10? And how does the dress look? Is it more gold? Oh my God, yes. Wow. Yeah. And I see more pink in the hip, particularly the left hip. So, I think that everybody should have a copy of this dress on the refrigerator or in a place where the whole family sees it. And you will notice that the younger people do not see it white and gold, they see it blue and black, which means their frequency is very low. The dress was produced in gold and white, and some people saw it in blue and black, and then they thought it was a whole game. No, it has to do with frequency. If you see it gold and white, then you're in a great place because we're entering the golden age. That's what we're entering, the golden age. The gold is there. But if you're seeing it blue and black, that means that the gold that's there, you will not be able to see. You'll be standing next to somebody else and they'll be seeing gold and making gold, and things will be getting better because their frequency allows them to see the gold and yours doesn't. That's why we have to be really concerned with the young people, because practically none of them see the gold and the white. They see the blue and the black. But then their minds are erased by all the radiating energies, the fact that we have not been ethical. We haven't taken the time to study the effects of this technology. And when they said what the age of Aquarius was going to be like, they said there was being incredible advances in technology, community, and mental illness. And radiation, excess radiation is fire, excess fire is mental illness. So it's really not so difficult to understand why that is happening. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. And we will see, this guy's here again. We will continue with this process of making you privy to what it is that's going on, which is an attempt at possession, an attempt at turning me into a clone. I guess it's a compliment that he looks at my life, how it's going to be in the future, and he's thinking that's a great place to be. And I agree with him. Actually, I am in a great place because I think the bad guys are getting left behind. The lower frequency, but it's obviously a problem. And if you can understand the concepts, then you're going to be able to take better care of your family and your loved ones, the people that work for you. I'm telling you, it's an issue. I'm dealing with it in my office. Not directly inside of my office, but people outside of my office. And they don't get it because too many people think that doesn't have anything to do with me. Yeah, we're actually all in this together.